My name is Niurka Melendez Vasquez. I'm from Caracas, Venezuela. My life in Caracas, Venezuela was nice, warm, and cozy, and with a big family in both sides, my father's side and my mother's side. And I had a job before I decided to have my own business with my husband. My husband encouraged me to start a business, marketing, social media. My family, as I told you, too many friends, big family, all the time try to gather and doing food. Hector always is really my husband. He's really good at cooking, so we always try to find the day to gather and share food. Always these kind of things that make you feel at home. Even with my neighbors in my building was the same. Now being here, 2 years here, I can say that my life in Venezuela, it wasn't perfect, but it still was at home. Well, the situation in Venezuela was after Chavez took the power. That was in 1998. Uh, After that, they start to strange things to happens in Venezuela, like for instance, comunas start to take over corporations, and we were like wondering what was going on. And then his speech start to became more aggressive. For instance, in my case, in our environment, in our family, we are all professional, even in my husband's side. And we are all low income families. We came from low income families, or at least middle class, hard working families. It's better for me to say that. And we went all to the college, and we all have our bachelor degree, at least our associated degree or diploma. And for then, in that moment, I'm talking about 1999, 2000, for then, we as people who think with independent thoughts, for then we were the rich people. And you start to see that between your close environment, and then start to like a wide the cycle, and you start to try to create that awareness, and by putting yourself first as an example. Are you kidding me? You know that I work, you know that I did this and did that and whatever. And also my father, my mother, they were really hard working. And so things start to get like oh my god, something is going wrong with this government, with Chavez. But we were few. If you compare that with the amount of people in that moment support him. I started to be in an opposition at the end of 1999, 2000, 2001, and I became stronger opposition. We start to play a role like a careless, like a saying, no, that's not possible. We are Venezuela, we are a big country, we are rich. No, 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 that's not possible. Like a underestimate him and their group. And like I say, are you kidding me? And some people, one boss I had in that moment, he told me, Niurka, I came from Cuba. He said, you know what? This seems to me so similar to Cuba. And I say, are you kidding me? I respect your word, but still, Cuba is an island. We are Venezuelan. We are in South America. We are, like underestimated. Now it's worse. You show a kind of ID that prove that you belong to the government party, and then depend on your attitude and behavior, probably you're gonna get a food. I don't know when, but this month. I was so activist, so I always keep kept and still keep the hope that everything is gonna get better. And I was alone. I mean, in my apartment, alone, and I felt fears, and I started to be more careful with my neighbors. I remember me turning off the lights in my apartment and doing. We have a kind of demonstration In Venezuela, we call it cacerolas. That is, you take your pot and you use a spoon and whatever, and you start to make that sounds to show that you are angry. There were a point when I turned off the lights, I closed the windows, and I do it hiding because I was afraid. Never happened on our mind, never. Till 2000 2013, when my sister called me, she said, "You know what? There is a open lottery for for in the school where my nieces are. So I am thinking about Samuel to apply for him." In July, he got the place, and say no. And I said, "No, you're kidding me." And she said, "You have to take the decision." That was the first issue for us. What decision? I said, "No, no, go you, Hector and Samuel. I cannot leave my country. Are you kidding me?" And Hector said, "Our business start to slow down. As a mother, you feel like you probably are cutting down his future. But our future, what about our future, Hector?" I feel so angry. I remember it was the first time I hate that guy. I hate that guy a lot. And I went with them through the borders because in that moment we couldn't find flights. We start to realize more and more, this is wrong, Hector. This is really wrong. We are not able to leave Venezuela by flight. We have to take a car. So we arranged. We knew the too many people, so we arranged travel by car from Caracas to Colombia, to Cucuta. And then one lady found us a flight from Bogota to Miami, Miami, New York. And we knew this is, they are cutting off the ways to leave the country. So we were doing a line between Colombia and Venezuela. The border is like a 15 kilometers, I don't know in miles. There is like a, you can walk if you feel like. And we were standing in that line of cars for more than 7 hours. I was with them in the immigration office of Colombia in Cucuta, saying, "Yes, I'm his mother, this is the paper, and allowing him to take my son to New York. It's going to be just for a few months. This is the permission." And in Cucuta, we say goodbye. And I was hoping that someone doesn't like. And he like. And Hector called me, and he said, "Niurka, come to New York." The most important thing were my family, and they were in New York, and the other part were in Venezuela, and I was in. It is when you realize, when you became a mother, you are not Niurka anymore, yourself anymore. You belong to your boy, who didn't ask to be here. And I was alone in the airport. A Cuban guy hold my passport, and he was asking me about why I was leaving Venezuela. I felt quite, wow, anger. Why you are asking me that? I don't asking you for money to buy the ticket. I bought it by my own. I'm leaving because I my husband and my son, they are there. I'm going to New York. That's it. Everything that happened in Venezuela in that moment make me realize and create that like a flag. This is really wrong. This is really wrong. We were demonstrating for different reasons, but mostly for our rights as a citizens. I mean, being asking for food, doing lines to ask for food. That's not right. That's not normal. That's not good. We have to say that out loud. We have to ask for our rights. Being punished because you are demonstrating. Are you kidding me? We have our rights to say, "I don't agree with you. Excuse me." So I have my right because I am a citizen of Venezuela. So creating that awareness, making people realize this is not good. Play our role as a human beings, make us more aware and conscious about these small details that we cannot forget because are small. We must be aware of that because the smallest can become at any time the biggest one. Knowledge is power, and by knowing, by realizing, but by admitting first of all, I'm a human being, caracha. I'm a human being.